My children and I. She said hello to the little girl. He has as many children as them. He can go and so can she. There are only 5 students here today. His name is very hard to spell. She said that she needed my help. They have 2 girls and 1 boy. Can you change the way you dress? She would like to answer that question. We can all learn from this exercise. You can have anything you want. Does your boss need any new workers? I asked him to check my work. The charity is in need of funding. Make sure you put your toys away. You seem to live a nice life. I am great today, how about you? It is much harder to do that. It is just about the same thing. You can use another piece of paper. This is what an orange looks like. That is how we do things here. I will help you with your work. Can you get up on the roof? How about we go to the movies? We like to go out on Saturday. He will take us into the caves. I don't have the time right now. Will you look at this for me? You can have 1 or 2 cookies. I am going to write a letter. Do you know which way they went? That could have been a bad accident. There are a lot of people here. She would rather have apples than oranges. Today has been a very long day. Will you help me find my wallet? I am going down to the basement. Everyone needs good luck for an interview. This is the end of the line. What was the name of that person? What was the price of that car? As time goes by, we get older. I spoke to my father this morning. There are a few of them left. I have lived a very long life. You can do this more than once. He went to bed late last night. That is a large body of water. I saw him walking across the street. The waves in the ocean are beautiful. I will meet you at 5 p.m. Who is the king of the castle? What kind of fish did you catch? He would like to ride a horse. Would you like another piece of pie? 100 days is a long time. She is going into town later today. They are the last to be served. There are 5 years in high school. Can you read me a story tonight? There are 26 letters in the alphabet. I will meet you around the block. There are 60 minutes in an hour. A stove produces a lot of heat. What speed do you drive your car? I like to sail on the ocean. I couldn't think of anything to do. In case of an emergency, call 911. What was the result of the test? I have a new pair of shoes. She decided to wear a dress today. He left me a note this morning. She has less money than she thought. A circle is a very common shape. The road is meant for driving on. Is what you are saying a fact? I have known them for a while. I am going to do an experiment. Men and women are equal in Canada. You still need to write a report. I am going to visit my family. I have direct deposit with my bank. I am going to visit my uncle. How many students are in your class? He is the president of the company. Some math numbers use a decimal point. The glue will stick to the paper. Let's go to the movies this weekend. I like to be friends with everyone. Babies are very tiny compared to adults. Please be quiet, the baby is sleeping. Can you teach me how to act? I can count very high in French. Be careful you don't cut your fingers. I will include you in the game. He had shown me his stamp collection. Please cross the road at the lights. What is the amount of the bill? Some women go through a natural birth. I need new wheels for my car. The base of the lamp is broken. Will you explain that to me again? The shape of a ball is round. How did you do on the test? It's not good to fight with people. I like the beat to this song. Can you help me solve this problem? What factors is your decision based on? What type of music do you like? That was a wonderful moment we shared. There are 5 members in this club. Your legs are stronger than your arms. Am I going in the right direction? You must learn to use your mind. That is a large sum of money. You lay the baby on the bed. He made a long-distance phone call. I heard you started a new job. We have many cells in our brains. What is the cause of this problem? Have you ever gone on a train? We sat at the table for dinner. All of our crops died this year. Please go play with your toy soldiers. You have a good sense of humor. He is the observer for this class. He works for a very large company. I would love to travel to France. How many people are in the office? Death is very sad for some people. He hopes he will win the contest. I need to buy some new tools. Take a right at the next corner. Most kittens like to play with string. There are many bare branches right now. I want to learn the Japanese language. She will be 8 years old tomorrow. Our math test required doing some division. There is a new shop opening today. Some recipes require a lot of sugar. My son is huge for his age. My husband bought me a rose today. Does this have any effect on you? You must be silent in the library. There will be a big crowd tonight. There are 7 days in a week. You must ring the bell before entering. That's a very emotional poem you wrote. Do you want to sell your car? Your dance requires a lot of movement. My uncle owns a couple of factories. The entrance is located at the rear. Your nose is located on your face. What is the suffix of that word? What color of apple do you like? That movie had a lot of action. What's the chance of it snowing today? You have many molecules in your body. Have you ever seen the Northern Lights? I like the smell of cooked turkey. I the view from this office. Where do you get your art supply? What position does your baby sleep in? What are the terms of the contract? I don't like that tone of voice. He broke several bones in the fall. We need an addition to the house. If he asked me, I'd come. My son is older than my daughter. Will you go on holiday this summer? A fork is used to eat with. Mr. Jones asked how I was yesterday. Equals, how are you today? It rained all day yesterday, didn't it? If I were you, I would go. I have written this letter in ink. Do you ever go shopping without money? The teacher was angry with the pupil. Yesterday, I sewed my son's trousers. If he asks me, I'll stay. My father's sister is my aunt. I wish I had passed the exam. Do you have a bath every day? You are standing on my foot. Sorry. I can hear a strange noise now. John saw this film 2 months ago. I haven't taken any photographs for years. The teacher agreed to come with us. I wasn't introduced to her mother. John is interested in passing his exam. I wish I could speak several languages. He wasn't surprised at what he saw. I saw your friend 2 weeks ago. You are asked to report at 9 o'clock. He has been watching television for hours. A single or a double room, sir? You will find the answer on page 75. I was told to rewrite my letter. The boy that ran away was David. Football is an interesting and popular game. He is very good at translating Latin texts. Smoking is a bad habit of yours. Our windows will be cleaned this afternoon. I don't know what you mean. Please close the windows before you leave. Remember to wash your hands before dinner. Shall I open the door for you? We arrived in the village at night. Who came to see you last night? Arabic is the native language of Egypt. He has a good knowledge of history. Will you please lend me this book? You should brush your teeth after breakfast. May I have another piece of cake? Who did he talk to? His friend. All our suggestions have been turned down. Can you exchange these dollars for forints? There is no excuse for coming late. The noise did not let me sleep. Waiter, when do I get my breakfast? His mother's brother is his uncle. What's the weather like in Britain? You are right, Genova is in Italy. He arrived at the station at 4 p.m. This street is narrower than that one. He drank half a glass of milk. American children watch television 36 hours a week. Look, Mother. Jack has brought you some flowers. So far I have had no trouble. The scissors are lying on the table. Please ring me up when you arrive. I am looking forward to seeing you. He has been to London 4 times since 1974. I have a new pair of shoes. We arrived at the airport in time. After eating I often go to sleep. My brother's son is my nephew. Do you know how to make coffee? The lift was again out of order. I haven't driven since my accident. I have been working very hard lately. There was an accident here at midnight. He came late because of an accident. You had better go home at once. I know how to drive a car. What does he do for a living? He talks as if he knew everything. He asked me what games I played. The house he lives in needs repairing. I am very unhappy today. Cheer up. I get up at 6 every morning. Henry was sick yesterday and missed his classes. My father has more books than you. You can buy meat at the butcher's. If I were Peter, I would marry Sue. Sheila has a 2-month-old baby. What is the price of this watch? Telling lies is a very bad habit. Is this a table? Yes, it is. Where's Mrs. Harrison? She's in the kitchen. The window's open and the door's closed. Which books? Those in front of you. I want those boxes. These blue boxes. They've got wine and I've got water. Their hands and feet are not cold. But of course, they have some money. Their wallets are not empty like Sue's. There are no lights in the house. Come on, Mrs. Harrison, open the door. Is there a bell? Yes, of course. Is it yours? No, it isn't mine. Now Mrs. Harrison's walking into the sitting room. In his dream, Arthur's got a car. Bruce isn't driving the car, Arthur is. It's a beautiful day, and Arthur's happy. Arthur and Mary are librarians in Middleford. He's coming out of the water now. He has some books in his hand. They are sending another box of books tomorrow. Mary, come here. Coming, Mr. Steele. It is now 9:15. He cannot get up in the morning. I must find them, he is thinking. Oh dear, the bus is not stopping. Arthur is looking through the library window. He isn't late today, he's early. This morning he has time for breakfast. Now Mrs. Harrison's bringing in the post. How much is the fare to Applefield? There's only one girl in this room. We're going to her aunt's in London. How many stops are there before London? I've only got one pair of hands. Now Bob is talking to the porter. Is that for me? What is it? I'm a student. I'm at London University. This is Bob. Bob, this is Mary. She's got your bag and your overcoat. I sometimes see him in the summer. There's a young man in the car. Don't come anywhere near the car, please. Can you hold this torch for me? Now, can somebody give me my bag? Now it's 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. He has not even had a shave. What are you doing with that paper? Sheila, what do you want to drink? Just a sweet sherry for me, please. I'm going to have a tomato juice. James, of course, is still in hospital. Now Mr. Steele has just come in. He hasn't gone into his office yet. Have you been here since 9 o'clock? Well, 5 days, that's nearly a week. Come into my office for a minute. Well, you haven't sent me an email. Last weekend in Applefield Arthur was broke. It was the end of the month. We can go home now, can't we? There were a lot of people in. Well, it's a lovely evening, isn't it? We must both work tomorrow, mustn't we? That was very nice of you, Arthur. Arthur got up early on Saturday morning. He wanted to hear the weather forecast. I can row first if you like. I'm not too big, am I, Arthur? Perhaps it's time to go back now. It's a bit cloudy too, isn't it? Mary didn't even say good night to Arthur. You gave it to me on Monday. Did you ever learn about the controls? What do you think of that one? I must say it looks very nice. A bit too much for you, perhaps. I can see you've got the taste. That's only £3,500. It goes well. That's the main thing. Charlie, come over here for a minute. You want to buy that, do you? Why not drive it round the block? He needn't go by train this time. He told her about his new car. Now where did we put the car? I'll sit in front, because I'm navigating. Well, personally, I think it's very nice. Look, it says Swanage 2 miles. Arthur's car was at the police station. That's him over there, the grey one. He's the nicest horse I've ever seen. I like Darling Mary. A horse's name. We can see the race better there. You haven't got much farther to go. It's the slowest horse in the race. Didcot's nearer to Applefield than Middleford is. I was talking to my friend, actually. What did you say about our Fred? It was a brief moment of joy. Mary was also working in the library. You see, I thought I was lucky. I have a flat and a house. I have a map in my notebook. I'm married and I have 2 children. I live in the south of Hungary. I want to drink a cold tea. I have a niece and a nephew. What are you doing in the afternoon? When will you come and see us? He has 2 hours to get here. Have you ever seen a big plane? I have to speak to the receptionist. What the hell are you doing here? I need to have a hobby. I don't want you to be late. I never drink alcohol when I drive. It's very windy now, let's go sailing. This is one of my favorite songs. In winter I love having hot baths. Do you know what is behind you? In my room the carpet is grey. When were you last at the chemist's? Do you wake up by an alarm clock? I was very happy during the weekend. My friend would like to be famous. I can't find food in the fridge. How often are you in your kitchen? Are you a member of the library? There isn't a mirror in my room. My radio reading lamp alarm clock is very modern. I haven't been to a big palace. There are 6 pictures on our wall. This is a great place in summer. We have a sofa opposite the TV. I got a stereo for my birthday. My cat likes sitting on my table. Do you know the new car racing champion? Tell me where the check-in desk is. I can't answer you this question fluently. Who is that man at the gate? Can you hear me in this noise? How much did you earn last month? They stopped us at the passport control. I have to practice this all day. Can you smell this smoke or something? What do you think of this problem? Do you know who her clerk is? How much would you like to earn? What do you enjoy most in summer? Where can I find you in summer? What do you want to eat later? When did you come home last night? My grandfather is over 90 years old. It isn't so good to be popular. Have you ever seen a real star? The weather is wonderful by the sea.